Josh Gordon, huh? That could be interesting. Grossi Posse Packer Nation. Welcome to an episode of Packcast, the podcast where you don't have to be a Packers fan, but it sure does help. I'm your host, Tom Grossi, and today we are going to be taking a gander at the potential of Josh Gordon coming to the Green Bay Packers. A bunch of you have reached out, similar to an O.J. Howard situation, and Josh Gordon to me is an interesting guy, or an interesting prospect. As obviously, when he is on the field, he is amazing. He's a game changer. However, there's the issues of can he stay on the field? Obviously, he's had his stints with drug use and what have you, and he got suspended many times indefinitely the last time, and then Goodell allowed him to come back this past year. And so there's the off-the-field issues. And then on top of that, right, that he's also pretty injury-prone. And so right off the bat, there are some major concerns about bringing Josh Gordon on the team. Now, currently, right now, obviously still on the Patriots, but he's been out since October 10th when he faced the Giants with a knee injury. He was placed on IR with a minor injury designation, meaning that when he comes back to full health, the Patriots have to release him. The only problem with that is that he hits the waivers. So if it's after Tuesday, and he expected, ESPN just came out and said that he expects to be back within 1 to 2 weeks. So that's going to be after the trade deadline. So because of that, he's going to be released, but he has to go through the waiver process, meaning that the Patriots are going to get a comp pick. So good on them. Smart for them to do that. And two, you're going to have like terrible teams most likely get a shot at him first. So I don't even think he's going to make it to the Green Bay Packers. He probably will find himself on another team this season, but I don't even think he's going to make it through all the waivers for him to eventually go to the Packers, because I don't think he's getting out of waivers. But that being said, Gordon, this year thus far, he started 6 games. He had 36 targets, 20 receptions, 287 yards, and 1 touchdown. And obviously, like, not amazing production, but when the Patriots got him, they got him for, what was it, a 5th-round pick? This wasn't a huge investment for them, and he produced for them while he was on the field and provided, at least backs had to take a second look at him, potentially double cover him, etc. But with Josh Gordon, I mean, I think for me personally, I'm in love with the idea of Josh Gordon, because I would love the fact that he could play an entire season, could be this amazing deep threat, could be this speedy wide receiver, could make all of the catches, could run all of the routes. I love that. But as shown, he hasn't been able to stay on the field, whether that's because of, off the field issues or that's because of injuries. And I think that what Packer fans want right now is they want a guy that we can go in and we can trade for, we can plug him in, and like the first week, he's already producing for the Packers, right? I mean, like, I'm not wrong. Like, that's what we want. Because if you're saying that's not what we want, and we're like, oh, well, no, like, we could wait for him, then you could wait for the guys we currently have on the team, like MVS, like Kumaro, like Allison to emerge, and EQ when he comes back next year, like Lazard. You can wait for these guys. So I feel like Josh Gordon is going to be a wait and see. There's no guarantee that, he's saying that he's going to be back in 1 to 2 weeks. There's no guarantee that that is going to be the case. And yes, he could be an amazing weapon for us later in the season, but that's a whole lot of what if. Now, that being said, we're probably going to be able to get Josh Gordon for super duper cheap at this point, which, that is obviously a plus. But at the same exact time, again, he's not going to be able to help us right away. Let's just say bare minimum, we have to wait 3 weeks for him to start producing for us. I think 3 weeks with Aaron Rodgers and these other receivers, I think that might be more beneficial, and we don't have to go out and spend more money. So think about it this way. 3 weeks ago, right, when Devontae Adams goes out the first week, you had Aaron Jones who was leading it. The receivers really didn't do anything. The second week against the Lions, the receivers were a mixed bag. And then last week, the receivers were on fire, and Aaron Rodgers was on fire, and they were doing amazing things together. Like that game, that Raiders game, is the epitome of why you wait on guys. And I feel like we have dismissed who we have so quickly that we're just like, you know what, no, never mind. We need to go out and get someone right now. And I don't want to trade just to trade. I don't want to get somebody just so we can sign somebody. Because in that case, who do we cut? And even worse, who gets pushed down the roster? Is it MVS? Is it Kumaro? Is it Allison? Which guy then is going to develop more slowly, or maybe not have a chance to develop at all because we bring one of these guys on here? And with Josh Gordon, yes, it's a very low risk because you're most likely going to get him for cheap, but and high reward because he could produce for you. But there's a lot of question marks there. And my argument is if you're willing to wait for Josh Gordon to potentially pay off, you're willing to wait to see if our current wide receivers can potentially pay off. I mean, that just makes sense to me. And if they don't, that's what you have the draft for. I would be shocked if the Packers do not draft a wide receiver in this upcoming draft. But there's still a whole lot of season left. There's 9 games left to go. Aaron Rodgers looks like he was on fire on Sunday. Let's keep that going. We don't know if Devontae's going to be able to play tomorrow. But if he's not, it gives more reps for these receivers who obviously need it. But they've shown flashes that they can be really, really good. And so we'll see what they do against the Chiefs. But right now, while I wouldn't absolutely hate the idea of Josh Gordon coming to the Packers, I'm not willing to wait for him. If you're going to go and get a wide receiver, I want him to produce the minute that you pick him up. Because, or at least in a very short time frame. Because if not, then why are we even bothering? Which we'll talk about Robbie Anderson in another episode. But let me know what you think down in the comments below. Do we need to go get Josh Gordon? Let me know. You can always find me at TomGrossiComedy.com or at TomGrossiComedy. All social media see down below. Check out podcasts on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play Music, Spotify, and of course YouTube. And a big shout out and thank you to all the Patreon members over at patreon.com/TomGrossiComedy. But thank you so much for watching. Have a fantabulous weekend. Of course, I'll see you tomorrow for the live stream with the Chiefs and Packers and Sunday Night Football. But thank you so much for watching. I'm Tom Grossi. And as always, go Pack, go.